Alright, good evening, everyone. Hello. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back, finally, to Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Been a while. Oh, gosh, I apologize. Yeah, in advance, by the way. Not in advance, I guess, retrospectively, and in advance, both. I'm still getting rid of the last little bit of a lingering cough. So that will be bothering us throughout the evening, but see what we can do. Anyway, thank you again for joining me. This should be great. I have not done much off stream. If anything, really, have I done? I think I did a little bit, but it was a little while. It was some time ago. And so we're really just kind of jumping right back into things. I do, ideally, at some point tonight, want to spend some time wandering around doing some selling stuff off, yada yada, just so I can yap at you guys. Some extra time, you know? Do that sort of thing. And then I think we're actually in a good position to advance the actual real plot of the game. Believe it or not. I don't need to see the in-game tutorials again, thank you. Wow, that is... I can't decide whether that's super helpful or a little condescending. I really don't know. Anyway, let's see. Anything need repairing? Let's just see if I need to do any repairs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh. Sheesh. All right. Okay. Or whatever. All right, excellent. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we did basically just leave off right here. So we just, as a reminder to everybody, we just finished the quest line about the counterfeit silver, dealing with that whole thing, which that was interesting. There were some fun dilemmas going on in there, I will say. I should also add, just because I guess it's been kind of in the news lately, sort of, in the news of the game lately, I do not have the DLCs. And I'm probably not gonna get them for this playthrough. Like, I might get them and do them myself at some point, like later on down the line. But for the time being, I do not have the DLCs, and I'm probably not planning to play them for this playthrough at least. Encounter slightly shabby man. Now let's see what's up.
What have we here? Hey! Something wrong? I'd say so. Now you're going to get it!
Excuse me, you come at me with a sword drawn. What do you think is going to happen? Come on.
Go fuck yourself!
One down. Alright.
I yield. Mercy. I surrender. Let me go.
Okay.
Drop your weapon and leave. There you go. Now keep your word. You promised to free me. Now keep it. Die! Victory or death! Take that!
Okay, what the hell was going on here? Why exactly was I accosted by some dudes with 7 groschen to their name? Whatever. I'm just gonna ignore that. We're moving on. Anyway, that was fun. Ridiculous, but fine. Anyway, so who the hell sees a fully armored knight, the likes of Henry of Skalitz, and thinks, I, with my sword and no armor, I'm totally gonna take this guy on. I'm gonna beat the hell out of him for no good reason. Perhaps I will even threaten him and approach him with my sword drawn. Anyway, that seems very foolish to me. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
You shouldn't be loitering around here.
I'm just going into the smithy. I was going to go into the smithy. I guess I should probably just take a nap. I'm awfully tired. Why is the smithy closed? It's noon. Whatever. Very silly. Go down to that one. You know what? No, I'm just gonna go take a. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed. Almost exhausted. Let's get to bed. Pardon me?
Like I'm invisible or something.
All right. I guess we'll just not sleep all night. Until evening. And Henry's about to absolutely ruin his circadian rhythm. Poor guy. Oh well, it's fine. Okay. Let's eat the food that we were given. Never mind, that did it. Just kidding. I kind of hate to leave it on the floor, but whatever. Let's move on.
Careful!
Pardon. Anyway. Right, now let's see about... Well, first of all, let's see about what we have. Any of my junk I need to sell. Excuse me. Excuse me. A Basilard. That's nice. How is a Basilard better than my Noble Sword? That makes so precious little sense. But it's ugly, so I won't use it. Oh, jeez. Alright. Anyway. Very silly. Let's see, do I have any of my junk here? Dueling longswords. Yeah, I got some stuff. Alright, that will probably do fine. Yeah,
I apologize.
me too. Serious? Okay, fine. I guess that weaponsmith is just like closed. Closed. Just today. Today's their day off. Well, what are you gonna do?
Last chance.
Alright. Oh, he has no money. Never mind.
I hope you find what you're looking for next time.
Have I already done this? Shoot. Maybe I've already done this.
Biddy.
Aye.
Been a little
Well,
while.
I caught him just as he was stuffing the goods in his bag. Imagine, he even threatened me when I... Good evening, my... What do you need?
What do you...
Oops.
Nothing to your liking, sir.
Why can't I...
Excuse me?
There it is. Okay. Alright. Armorer. He has no money. Alright, never mind.
What can
Just
you
kidding.
do, sir? Maybe next time.
Blacksmith. You have any money? Yeah, you got a little bit. Anything? No. I can sell that. Basilard and shield. How about that?
I'd like to discuss the... Well...
Do we have a deal?
That's still... You see?
There we go.
Thank you, sir. And come again.
Okay. I guess we'll have to sell the rest of our junk another time. Anyway. So yeah, I've like I said, I'm not planning on doing the DLCs in this playthrough. On the live stream at least. I may come back to it another time if I do pick them up, but we'll see. I'm not committing to that. We'll see how things go, you know. Thing is, no. These. Oh, I probably could have sold those. Oh well, it's fine. Moving on. All right.
I've got lots.
What's next? Oh, right. The tournament is coming up. Today, or is it...
Easy, good.
Either way, it's coming up. So let's go and do the... I think we'll do the tournament tonight, yeah? Excuse me. Actually, wait, hold on. Let's check that, shall we? No, I just wait 2 days into the tournament. Still plenty of time to prepare. Okay, 2 days. All right. Now let's just advance the plot, and then we'll do the tournament. Where am I? Oh, right here. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, let's move right along, shall we? Anyway, so other things that I kind of wanted to yap about a little bit while I'm just riding through the city. I guess this is not really in the news so much as it is in the context of online interfaith drama, if you will. That is to say, in the context of what is essentially a beef between oh shoot, what's his name? Shameless Popery. And Gavin Orland.
Easy. Nice.
Where they've been sort of beefing a little bit about the authority structure of the church, the historic authority structure of the church. And by beefing, I realistically do mean that this has been a largely academic dispute. At least that's how it started. But it came to a point of sort of misrepresenting one another, or at least misunderstanding one another. And I would say that Gavin was a bit uncharitable, but you know, maybe that's bias. In any case, though, I did not. This is one of those things that I did not even realize was a controversy until recently. Because again, in case you don't know, this is one of the primary denominational differences between various Protestants. What we would call the authority structure of the church, and that is whether the church is governed by bishops, that is to say, elders or episcopes, or whether the church is governed by elders, that is essentially priests, what we would call priests, or what's this shadow mark here? Interesting. Or whether the church is governed by the congregations themselves or elected leaders. I had not quite realized that is essentially the major denominational difference between most of the various Protestant groups. Because of course it is. I mean, you can just look at the names. I hadn't thought of this, but Episcopalians take a system of bishops. They deny the papacy, and so they deny the supremacy of one bishop, but with the weird possible exception of the Archbishop of Canterbury in terms of Episcopalians, like qua Anglicans. But yeah, an Episcopalian system just means governed by bishops, which is taken on by at least certain Lutherans, obviously Anglicans and Episcopalians. Then you also, separate from this, you have the Presbyterians. That is, that the churches are independently governed by presbyteroi, that is, elders or priests. Or maybe wouldn't say priests, but pastors, they would. That is, teachers. There are particular pastors that govern their churches. Then, of course, you have the Congregationalists, the various Congregationalist doctrines, where the churches are governed by the particular individual people. Or not the particular, the groups of congregants at a given church, a given church community, at that level. I had not realized that this was such a dividing issue. Because I just sort of took it for granted that, oh, well, I guess Protestants they just deny authority. And so they're, individual churches. That's their thing, right? And maybe they take denominational cues from, sets of doctrines or something like that? I did not realize that authority structures were such a stark difference-making factor for Protestant denominations. Maybe I should have. But that's interesting to me. Because I had always thought of Protestants as being primarily separated by theological doctrines rather than ecclesiastical boundaries. But hey, once you schism, whatever. Once you schism, you're perfectly liable to schism over all sorts of other things as well. Following from that. And let's see what's going on here.
Hey, what the hell are you poking around here for?
I'm Henry. Your lord's expecting me.
Ah, so you're the one. He did mention you, that's true. I'm sorry for being so harsh with you, but we were attacked recently, as you probably know. So we're a lot more cautious now with strangers hanging around.
Well, I understand. But I need to speak with Lord Ruthard as soon as possible.
Of course. Follow me.
The guard will take you to an audience with the Lord of the Manor, Ruthard.
We're here, but you'll have to wait a while. As you can see, Lord Ruthard has an important visitor, and it seems they haven't finished yet.
I understand.
And what now, Martin? Did you speak to Jerome Naz? Will he support us?
He won't. He lent a lot of coin to Sigismund, and now he's stuck with him.
Sakra.
He's scared. As soon as he does anything to upset him, Sigismund will denounce him as a rebel and right after dead.
Damn it! Has all his counting groschen not left room for a grain of common sense in that head of his?
Jerome is a vain man. I'm sure he's pleased when the Hungarian king himself listens to him. He was boasting that he'll be in charge of some church talks in the Italian court. There is no way we'll change his mind.
But you've been to see other councillors too, haven't you? Have you any good news from anyone?
Unfortunately not. Some of them are beholden to Sigismund for their office, and some are worried about ending up, forgive me, friends, like you and Peter of Pisek.
Christ above! That's exactly what Sigismund wants. To divide us. To paralyze us with fear.
Divide et impera. God knows, that ginger fox is a master of dividing and conquering.
You are absolutely correct, my lady. Especially when everyone can see your problems. I've heard that Mint Master Vavak is still putting pressure on you.
The devil take that bastard! He had the gall to blackmail me in my own home.
Gentlemen, and my lady, sorry to interrupt, but I have some new tidings about our Mint Master. I've heard about his crimes against the crown, and it's no trivial pilfering.
Are you sure the accusations are true?
I've got proof of everything.
Ha! God bless you, lad. Finally, some good news.
It seems that this young man came to brighten my day. Who do I have the honor of addressing?
Martin, this is Henry, our ally from Liechtenstein. Henry, this is Sir Martin Odorin, Lord of Rabosh, a loyal supporter of King Wenceslas,
Rabosh,
as no doubt you've already deduced.
I'm pleased to meet you, Sir Martin. And I've got good news for you. I freed Hensel, one of your subjects, from Andrew Ramhead's captivity.
So I've heard. Clearly, you have a good heart, but you've done more harm than good.
Oh.
I tried to keep Sigismund from turning his attention to Rabosh as much as possible. And the greedy but slow-witted Ramhead came in useful there. I tolerated his robbery, because as long as he could steal here and there, that's all he cared about. But Hensel's escape provoked him, so now I'm afraid he'll be more alert and
Wait,
attentive.
didn't I kill him, though? Oh, yeah.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. Now he's facing God's justice.
No great loss there. But I fear they'll send someone with a greater sense of duty to take his place.
Yeah, we'll see. I can always kill him too.
Shimek? What's going on?
Min Master Vavak is heading here with an armed cohort.
Right now? So be it. This matter must be brought to an end. Shimek, place a gunner on the upper floor and a crossbowman on the stairs. Then gather whoever you can find and join us in the yard.
Certainly, right away, sir.
Henry, we're counting mainly on you. I hope your findings are worth 12 armed men.
100 at least, sir. You'll see.
Okay.
I'll help you into your armor, Papa.
But quickly, and then go to your chambers and lock yourself in.
What? I'm going with you.
No.
No.
Bad idea.
So go to your room, take your precious crossbow, and if things turn out badly, shoot any of Vavak's whoresons who stick their noses through the door. If something were to happen to me, you're the next in line in our family. Don't forget that.
Need to go get herself ransomed.
I love you, Papa.
That would make things much
God
worse.
Almighty, hold your protective hand above us.
Greetings, Sir.
Oh, she's gonna be sniping from her
Your
window.
gate was
Oh, God.
open, so I took the opportunity for a little visit.
No gate is closed to you, is it? The gates of hell are especially looking forward to your visit. But you're more than well aware of that, eh? Since you don't dare leave home without a horde of men-at-arms.
My men aren't here to protect me, but to enable me to keep order when needed. And today, I got the feeling that order is just what's needed. Or do you disagree, sir?
Weigh your words, sir. One might take them as threats. And be assured, we're very well prepared today for anyone who might threaten us.
Threat? A warning, more like. A friendly warning from the Royal Mint Master. Lord Ruthard, I'm offering you one last chance to surrender your mining rights to me. If we agree, neither you nor your family will have anything to fear. If not, the king will hear of the serpent you nurse in your bosom. And this time, you'll lose not only your fortress, but also your honor and status.
Enough!
What is he talking about?
Do you think you can insult me in my own home? Do you imagine you could do as you please just because you have Sigismund's favor? That can easily change when the king learns of the serpent you are nursing in your bosom, to cite your own words. Sir, only, considering what I know, you might lose a little more than your honor. Like your head, for what it's worth.
How dare you?
Henry, kindly inform the Royal Mint Master what is being said about him.
The word is you're in league with Buresh of Krakowitz and Foreman Fett. Together, you've been falsifying the mining records. 1/10 of the silver ingots disappears from the records and ends up in your pockets. That's a capital crime. The king won't let you get away with that, whether Sigismund or Wenceslas.
I'd say it somewhat alters the perspective, sir. So from now on, you will leave me and my family be. Or your king will hear of your shenanigans.
Exactly. We'll see to that. Mark my words.
Are you trying to threaten the Royal Mint Master again? And with nothing but common slander? You haven't learned much since the last time.
Well, we've not had much time for that. We've been fully occupied with collecting evidence. Isn't that so, Henry?
Let's just go scholarship.
I know about your account ledgers and the ones from Buresh. The real ones, that prove how you carried out this fraud.
You've made up those books. Or do you actually have them on you?
Of course not. Do you think we're completely stupid? We've got copies here. The original books are safely stashed away out of your reach.
Exactly. And if anything happens to us, they'll see to it that King Sigismund and the town council will hear all about Hermes Trismegistos silver skimming business.
So, do you want to chance your luck? Or come to an agreement?
Captain!
Sir!
This matter is an internal affair of the Crown and my office. I'll resolve it here with these gentlemen in private.
Are you sure, sir?
Okay.
Yes, damn it! Do what I say! Wait for me by the gate.
Let us step inside. Let's give the Mint Master the privacy he requests.
Gentlemen, I expect you'll keep this entire matter to yourselves. And I expect you'll be wanting something in return.
Oh, he changed his tone fast.
So I'll be standing in for him today. God knows what kind of man you are. May God have mercy on my soul.
What? You can't just cut down the Royal Mint Master. Wait! We got off on the wrong foot.
I'll give you the wrong foot. Right up your ass.
You're right. I underestimated you. I made a mistake.
You certainly did, sir. A big mistake.
The only question is, how
I wonder
much
if he
your
could get away
mistake
with
is
just
going
killing him.
to cost you.
Don't do anything rash, Kunzlin. I understand you're angry, but he could come in useful.
That's true. Intelligent people can always reach an agreement that benefits everyone, and...
You're right. I'm more than angry. Swear you'll leave me and my family in peace, and our mining rights will remain untouched.
You have my word. I swear it.
Good. You know what awaits you otherwise. If Martin believes you can be of use to us, I'll leave it to him. I'm not in the mood for this.
Right. You said intelligent people can come to an agreement. So let's see. We need to know what Sigismund's planning.
Spy on the king? You can't ask that of me.
Oh, that's
It doesn't
brilliant.
sound like you want to come to
Okay,
an
that's actually
agreement.
really clever. Okay, never mind. That's good.
Can't.
We can, and we will.
This is nothing compared to the punishment you're facing for what you've done. Either you agree to this, or Sigismund learns all about it. Then you'd have to run damn far to avoid the chopping block.
Henry's right. So don't even think about double-crossing us. You've a lot more to lose than we do.
And don't forget about your oath either.
I understand. All right, I'll do as you ask.
Excellent. And now get out of my house.
Of course.
I'll take my leave too, Kunslin. I've still got some affairs to deal with today.
Man,
At least I can
the
see
comparative
our Mintmaster out.
the comparative
I'm sure
weapons
he'll be delighted to tell me many
between
interesting
the
things.
Mintmaster and
I'll go with you, Martin.
and what's his name?
I hope we'll soon meet again in more
He's got
pleasant
Basilard, whereas
circumstances.
the Mintmaster has a very
Now
fine
that was a good one. The mighty
arming sword with
Mintmaster strode in
did you
like
see
a
that,
lion.
thin,
and then
elegant
crawled
crossguard.
out like a
Brilliant.
whipped dog.
Compare that.
I can breathe a lot easier now we've got rid of that bastard. At any rate, Henry,
Like a Basilard is a burglar's
I'll
weapon,
take
not a
those
lord's.
incriminating books. I'll hide them in a safe place, just in case he gets any ideas.
Good idea, sir. Here they are.
Thanks, Henry. You did a fine job, and I'll never forget your help.
Well, you can return the favor right away, sir. You promised to help me get into Malashov.
I did, and I'll keep that
we go.
promise. There's a secret passage leading out of Malashov, and you could avail of it in the opposite direction.
A secret passage? That's a godsend. Von Burgov won't have an inkling.
He won't. It's well hidden. We didn't even know about it ourselves for a long time. Until Rosa discovered it in the fortress one day. She can best explain to you how to find it. She should be in her room.
All right, then.
It's up the stairs. You'll see the door on your left.
All right, I'll ask her. Thank you very much, Sir Kunzlin.
Don't thank me yet. The worst of it is still ahead of you.
What, breaking in?
Nobody will be expecting me.
We're gonna sneak in.
The passageway is an advantage that works on my side. Besides, I've got my spy coat on, which makes me hard to spot. I can deal with any locks. And if I come across anyone, I'll take him out without a sound or a trace.
Well, it looks like you know what you're doing, and that you've done it before. I'll pray for your success. It would help us in more ways than you probably realize.
What do you mean, in more ways?
Isn't it obvious? We've been sitting with our arms folded until now. And where has it got us? We look helpless, and it's difficult to find allies. But if you liberate Lord Capon, right from under von Burgov's nose, the word will spread like wildfire throughout the land, and von Burgov will look like a fool, and he'll lose a strong advantage in parleying. That would help convince some of those who are hesitant about joining us in the fight against Sigismund and the Praguers.
You're right. I hadn't thought of the other consequences. And I reckon even Jobst hasn't realized. Thanks
Really?
again.
I don't know. I feel like this was.
As soon as I speak to
probably where
Rosa,
Yelp split.
I'll head out right away. I'll get Lord Capon out of Malashov if it's the last thing I do.
You've no lack of courage, son.
Let's try not to make it that way.
But
But
you
okay.
shouldn't count on that alone. Be careful. And good luck. I'll at least look at the books you brought. I'm very curious about what there is on Vavak and how he did it all.
I wish you a pleasant read. There's more than enough on him in there.
Let's go back to our nice-looking noble outfit. Now that we're not in a fight.
I've got a feeling you're looking for me.
Oh, jeez. Rosa, is this her room? Said to the left, right? Up the stairs to the left. Oh, she's just kind of lingering. Got it. That's weird.
Your father sent me.
So I can tell you how to get to our fortress. A task for the lowest lackey, wouldn't you say?
What?
Well, you don't need to answer that.
Right, yeah. That's exactly why he sent me. But how...
What are you staring at? Do you think I was born yesterday? I was listening to you from the top of the stairs. So, this passage, it leads to the cellars.
Good Lord, child.
But the outside entrance is hidden underground in a forest, not far from the castle. You can find the exact place if you know where and how to look.
Is it in a cave hidden behind a waterfall?
Well, no. But it would be nice. Listen, nearby Malashov is Stud Farm managed by Hashtal, an old friend of Papa's. We had a wayside shrine set up at the crossroads before the Stud Farm.
Okay.
Sure. I won't miss it.
Wait, though. We haven't got to the hard part yet. From the shrine, you should be able to see a group of boulders. Beyond them are the remains of an old chapel. You have to find it, and then there's a kind of... how can I describe it? A window. A gap you can look through.
If it's still standing.
I hope so too. Anyway, it should direct you towards some ruins. Go there. And now pay attention. Somewhere in those ruins is a stone cross. You have to find it and look where its top points to. If you go the way the cross is pointing, you'll find another one, and again follow the direction it's pointing in. That should lead you to a small clearing, marked by a cross in the rocks. You dig there, and you should get to the passageway.
Okay.
That's a really cunning solution. No random fool would ever find it.
That was exactly my intention when I thought it up. Thanks, Henry. I think you're no fool, so you shouldn't have any trouble.
Right then.
And that's not all. Getting
That's not
into
all.
the castle is the easy part.
Really?
Don't forget, you have to get out, too.
You're right. Horses will be needed. For me and for Capon.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Fortunately,
And
I
it's a
know how
stud
to
farm.
arrange that.
That's easy to arrange.
Stop off at the stud farm I told you about, and
There you
ask Hashtal for horses.
There you go.
Where's the cash?
No catch. On the contrary, please tell Hashtal that Papa is still paying for masses for his dead father, as agreed years ago. And even if he's not too keen, tell him we'll pay him for the horses.
You got it well figured out. Thanks. Don't know how I'd manage without you.
You've done plenty to help, and now it's our turn. Papa said something like that, didn't he? You know,
Yeah.
you might not be aware of it, but you saved us from a mountain of trouble. Papa would never admit it, but alone, we wouldn't be able to resist the Mint Master for long. You've earned the right to the gratitude and friendship of our house for all time.
I'm glad I could help you and your father.
The pleasure is ours, but tell me, would you do it if you didn't need our help in return?
Yeah, no, it's we're still finding allies. So we're trying to forge bonds of alliance. Now that is to some degree transactional, if you want to think of it that way. Right? I help, right? Henry helps them so that they will essentially join the cause, so that they'll be willing and able to help out against Sigismund. But it's not as direct as, I'll do this favor for you if you do this one for me in turn, right? Helping in this manner, one, mutually strengthens us. But it makes them better off and more capable of doing more so that they can do more for the cause in turn. And then also, it just forms closer social ties. Which is really a large part of the incentive for helping people out. Let me put it that way. Aside from pure charity, right? That's its own thing, but that's separate. And of course, even pure charity, I mean, it still has to be selective to some degree in a situation like this, where just being purely charitable to someone who is on, say, the opposite side is not necessarily going to help anyone at all, and so it probably ought not to be done. It would be irresponsible to do so.
Well, I don't know if we'd ever have met under different circumstances, but one way or another I'd have helped. You have my word on it.
I hope your word carries some weight. At any rate, I also require some help. In a particular matter. But you mustn't breathe a word of it to anyone. Understand?
Okay.
I'm listening.
I wanted to ask you, since you're going to be at Malashov, if you could bring me something from there.
And what might that be?
A book. It has great value to me, and I was starting to worry it would stay there forever. But if you're going there now...
And what book is this that's so important?
It's hard to explain to someone uninitiated in the mysteries of writing.
What do you mean, uninitiated?
Mysteries of writing?
I happen to know how to read.
Really?
Oh, that means... Okay. I thought that was something more sophisticated than that.
Surprises. So if you do find the book, you'll be able to read it.
Well, yeah. That's the way it goes with books.
In that case, I'm not going to make it easy for you. If you'd like to know why it's so important to me, you'll have to find it first.
That's weird. Okay, hopefully.
Fear not, my lady. I'll gladly tear the entire fortress apart to find that book for you.
Restraint, valiant knight. I value your determination, but this way would give yourself away immediately, and I'd remain without my book. Find it nice and quietly.
You know
then
what I
come
meant.
back.
Your wish is my command.
It shouldn't be hard. The book is bound in scarlet leather and inlaid with gold. You won't find many like such there. And take this, so you don't get lost in the fortress.
Thank you.
It is quite
Maybe?
possible you
Yeah,
won't get
yes.
back to Malashov again. So don't forget about me. And Henry, be careful.
Okay. Yeah, let's give it a try then, huh? Oh, jeez. I will say, I'm starting to have some issues with my controller joystick, in case you see me just sort of randomly walking into things. That would be why. Hey, Baze, how you doing? So, frankly, I may wind up needing to get a new gamepad at some point soon, unfortunately, again. But, you know how it is. What's this? A quest tipster in Bilani. Okay. Well, let's go get pebbles and then head that way, shall we? Alright. Not just pebbles. Yes, pebbles too, but... let's see. Is there a... I'm gonna see if there's a shrine in Bilani. I think there is. No, there isn't. Well, there is one here on the way to the stud farm. That's fine. Okay. Anyway, Baze, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Things are going all right. I've mostly just been well, I will say I've been following a good deal of let's say movement conservative drama. A few men-at-arms are lying on the road. 2 bandits are moving from one dead body to the other. Oh, interesting. Okay. Actually, I don't need a torch. Seems unnecessary. You fellas?
Fuck off.
Fine. I'm going.
You do the right thing. Prepare to fight.
One down.
I'm all yours.
Okay. Saxon Bassinet. Oh man. Milanese bring it in. Nice, but low quality. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I'm still dressed like a noble. My bad. That's why the armor was looking relatively good. Oops. Okay. Knight's Axe? Right. Good evening, Imp Simp. How you doing?
What happened here? For the love of God! He's dead!
Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, these bandits killed a bunch of people, and I look really suspicious, don't I? Oh well. Yeah. Moving right along, I suppose. Yes, Imp Simp, I have returned to my regularly scheduled streaming. Your question, at last, your questions will be answered. At last you will have your revenge. Let's see. Woodcutter's camp with wolves. Could go check that out. Kind of want to. The middle of the night. I'm kind of busy, but it's fine. I'll go do it. Let's go check it out. Why not?
Quick!
The wolves are dead. That one is. Strange. There's a salami. First question, does Ave? I don't think so. I assume you're talking about African-American vernacular English, and you're asking whether it actually makes sense and qualifies as a language. And the answer is obviously not, right? Down. Hey there. That's it. Ah, see, now your fuller question makes a little more sense than what I jokingly thought you were asking. Ooh, someone's making those little boat icons. Interesting. Let's see. Let's do it this way. What do we got? Oh, I didn't want that. Whatever that was. mineshaft. Or well, I'm not sure which. Come up, Pebbles. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's Imsim's actual question, which is not my inane yammering about Ebonics. Asks, does every person fall short of perfection? What should we seek out in friendships? I notice that every, quote, friend I have is lustful or falls short of what I would say are a Catholic standard. Should I seek out new friends or try and improve the ones I have? Gosh. It's a difficult question, really. So I suppose I will defer to Aristotle, which is always really a good way of approaching these kinds of questions, right? Where Aristotle lines out that we have outlines, whatever, proposes that we have several different sorts of friendships. Right? We have friendships that are essentially companionships. Friendships for pleasure. We enjoy each other's company and we just kind of have a nice time together. This is the most common but least meaningful sort of friendship. And you can have this sort of friendship with just about anybody who you enjoy spending time with. They don't have to be a good or a bad person or whatever. They're just, the sort of person that you enjoy spending time with. Those could be your lustful, sinful friends, etc. There's nothing necessarily wrong with these kinds of friendships. They're perfectly useful, acceptable, permissible. They are still genuine friendships. However, they're far from the highest form of friendship. Above that, above the companionship friendship is a friendship of utility, where you are friends for the sake of helping each other in some way or another. You are a friend because they can help you, and you maintain that friendship by helping them in turn. This is an almost mercenary kind of friendship. Higher than that, the highest form of friendship, and he might, I think, if I remember right, he has other subcategories within these, but the highest form of friendship is the friendship of virtue. That is, we are friends because we share and in order to share our practice of virtue. I mean, that is the highest form of friendship. It's the most long-lasting, it is the most profound and deep, and it's the most beneficial to the friends themselves. Even more so than friendships of utility, even though their whole purpose is mutual advantage utility. Let's see what this is.
What do you want?
And so you will find,
Farewell,
more
my
important friends. Actually, wait, no, I do want to do that. You will find better friends if you search for more virtuous friends. And the thing you have in common is not just a good time or even a mutual interest or mutual advantage, but virtue. You're good people together and you make each other better. That is the highest and best form of friendship. Right? But that's also the rarest. And you should not hold all of your friends to that standard. You have to have friends of all of these sorts. No, you don't have to, but it's good to have friends of all of these sorts. And if you refuse to have any friends who are not that aren't friendships of virtue, then you won't have a reasonable social life. You will be disintegrated from your community, essentially, because your community is not going to be as a whole tremendously virtuous, because it's not how communities work. That's not how virtue works. It's not how human beings work. We're fallen. So, right, of course. Imtham continued, despite being a man myself, I never talk about women behind their backs in a sexual manner like many men I know. Things like if I was single, I'd date her, or did you see the rack on her, etc. I've always found that distasteful. People lose points with me when they say such things. Yeah, no, I have, friends, acquaintances, whatever, who do that sort of thing, and I really don't care for it either. I think it's crass, it's unnecessary, it is certainly a display of a lack of virtue. And so I will say that the friends I have who do that sort of thing are not really profound, deep friendships. They're friendships of circumstance, convenience, or in some cases, mutual advantage. That's really all. Whether it's that kind of thing, or any other kind of serious vice, which finds its embodiment in mutual action and companionship in the friendship, essentially.
Do you need help with anything? I'm looking for work.
I don't. But if you're not afraid of hard labor, anyway.
What do you mean?
Rumour has it some strumpet shacked up with him.
Keeping his name?
You could say that. As they say, if you want to see
Speaking
an
of
old man act the
which-
fool, give him a young woman.
How do I get to the mill?
Head southwest till you... It's a huge mill in the middle of nowhere.
Thanks.
Alright,
Farewell,
sure,
my
let's
friend.
see what's going on with that. That's interesting, I suppose. Mill to the southwest, huh? It's... yeah, this one.
Go!
Wait, hold on. That's an actual shrine. I should pray first before I do this. Is this a shrine, or is this just... no, it's not. Okay, no. I guess that doesn't count. Sorry I keep muting, by the way. I'm still desperately trying to get rid of the last little dregs of that sickness I've had for a couple of weeks. At this point, it's just a deep chest cough, which is awful, but manageable. Yeah, no, I agree with you. He says, I find it weird how being openly lustful is considered manly. Those thoughts all pass through our minds, but we shouldn't lay them out like trophies for all to see. Absolutely agreed. It's... I mean... It might seem counterintuitive to the perhaps less virtuous, but it's kind of gay, really. That kind of lustful attitude is kind of gay. It's not exactly very masculine. I will. This is actually an interesting point. There is a distinction to be made, or that some will make, between masculinity and manliness. And now, on the one hand, some of the scholars I've read who have made this distinction are not exactly reputable scholars. These are some of the worst postmodernist feminist types that you will ever have, I promise. However, there is a genuine distinction to be made, at least to some extent. Right? That oh, hey, it's raining. So here's essentially how this distinction I've seen is made. Masculinity is an expression of the virtues of a man. Manliness is an expression of the purely social expectations of being a man.
I know you're out there. Please help me.
What are you doing in there?
Thank God! You've got to help me.
What?
The miller's gone completely mad. He locked me in here. He wants to kill me. The keys will be in the hearth room somewhere.
All right, I'll help you. But you need to calm down.
You're my my hero.
That was easy.
Oh my god, thank you. That lunatic said he was fetching an axe.
What?
You have to help me.
Wait, slow down. Who are you?
Fetching an
Can't you
axe.
see? I'm from the mill. I'm the miller's wife. The miller, that old beast. He's always been nasty to me, but now he started beating me too.
Good lord.
So I said I was leaving him. I told him anywhere would be better than here.
And he locked you up?
He said the only place I'd be going would be 6 feet under.
This strikes me as strange.
Damn,
something strange about
that's
this.
terrible.
Please, talk to him.
I mean, she was
Listen
locked
to
up.
a proper man. I'm too scared of him.
This is really weird. Okay. Faye said, in a similar vein, I had a debate with a guy who isn't necessarily an antinomian. He'll drink and say so long as he's not getting drunk or causing an alcoholic to relapse, it's fine. I agree. Cheers. I'm currently drinking, so what am I to say there?
All right, I will. Where can I find him?
There's a shed behind the mill with wood in it. He must have gone there to get the axe.
Stay here. I'll go and look for him.
Thank you. And be careful.
It's really weird here. Hold on a second. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I got the. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. Gabriel's not having a happy time. It seems to be apparently because he kept escaping the living room and just wandering the house, and so Erica had to put him in the baby cage. That is the playpen. He does not like that sort of thing. There's a shed in the back. The axe. What shed? This one?
No one here. I hope I didn't miss him. I'll have to get back.
What in the world? Oh.
Hey, what are you doing there? I reckon you're just who we're looking for. What are you doing here?
I've come for the girl who's been locked up here. But now I see she's scarpered.
What do you know about this?
She said the miller here was beating her and wanted to kill her.
You what?
She was beside herself with fear. If I hadn't helped her, she'd have lost her mind by now.
You idiot. That bitch was stealing from me. I locked her in there while I fetched the guard. Not so I could kill her.
Oh.
Well, that was easier than I expected. The wicked girl got away, and the young man here helped her to escape. So, either you pay for what she stole, or I'll personally clap you in the stocks.
I'm not paying 500 groschen. This is absurd.
How dare you? I'm the son of the royal hetman, you scum. Show me the respect I'm owed.
But I don't know you.
May I remind you, when you deal with me, you might as well be dealing with the king himself. I'm the son of Lord Radzig Cobbler, and if you don't accord me the treatment I deserve, I'll show you exactly why it doesn't pay to fuck with me.
If that's the case, we're sorry, sir. I'd have never expected nobility in a dump like this. I mean, we wouldn't have expected you here, sir.
But he let her go. I mean, she stole everything I had!
Shut your mouth, you fool! I'll make sure the thief is caught, sir. And once again, please accept our deepest apologies. I'll go to the village right away to see if anyone's seen her.
But what about...
You stay here, in case she comes back.
Curva.
I bid you farewell, sir.
Okay,
Fucking bitch! A man treats her like his own, and she repays him like this.
well, I completed the quest, I suppose. That was, okay. Alright. Fine. That was, that did not go how I expected any part of that. I knew something was weird about her, but I guess Henry fell for it. Oh well. I'm a bit hungry. In any case, as I said, yes, I do hold that there's nothing at all wrong with drinking, even if there is something wrong with drunkenness, and then particularly something also wrong beyond that. With providing an alcoholic with a near occasion to sin, or I guess not even necessarily with a near occasion to sin, but with an undue temptation to what is essentially
the angel of the Lord
self-harm.
declared unto Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit. Hail Mary. Mary said, Behold the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to thy word. Hail Mary. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us. Hail Mary. Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen.
I have an almost a slightly related question, related to some degree to antinomianism, which, by the way, if anyone isn't familiar, nomianism is essentially the idea that the doctrine, yes, excuse me, the doctrine that they're the false doctrine, I should say, that we are not bound by the natural law, that nomoi, that is to say laws, do not apply, or do not formally bind. We have yes, all right. That we don't have an obligation to follow the law, because typically this is because the idea is we are under grace rather than the law, something like that. It's an extreme Protestant view that Luther flirted with but never fully embraced.
This one is sharpened already.
Now, related to this was what I was just sort of thinking of not too long ago, which a discussion that was going on in our Discord server from something I saw today. Hold on. Imsimp, are you asking about the Ascends? I assume that was a typo? An autocorrect or something like that? And asked if they were proto-monastics. If you mean the Ascends, then yeah, I would say so. Probably. They were at least ascetic. And asceticism is one aspect of monasticism as we come to understand it later in the tradition. And then again, I do think that it is... monasticism is essentially... I think what is essential to monasticism is to be set apart in a dedicated community. That is to say, a community dedicated to religious devotion in some way. Set apart from ordinary society. Even from religious society. This is all just... learn that. Okay, cool. Some Catholic mystics say our Lord and Lady descended from them and they awaited the Messiah. I think that's plausible. I don't know if there's any, I don't know, non-mystical, public revelation reason to believe it, but I think it's a possibility. An interesting one, certainly. In any case, as I was saying though, I was wanting to talk about a discussion I was having in Discord today, earlier, about not antinomianism so much as the results of nominalism and the Occamist rejection of classical theism in its full breadth, leading to what we've come to know as theistic personalism, or what is sometimes disparagingly called monopolytheism. This idea, which is common, I found to be common to a lot of Protestant, and especially evangelical theologians, that God is a being rather than subsistent being itself. It is a perfect being, or the perfect being, rather than perfection itself. Oh, okay, yeah, Imsip asked, can I define nominalism and the other isms you mentioned? Can you give me a list of what the other isms are? I do this thing sometimes where I accidentally speak Latin, or whatever, so see if I can help you through these. So, antinomianism is the thing that I already talked about, that Bays brought up, which is the rejection of moral norms as being applicative. Usually, this is the idea that we are under grace, not under the law, and so we don't have to follow the natural law nor the divine law. Or we're under no obligation to follow the natural law or the divine law. It might be nice to, but we don't have to. That's a heresy. Nominalism is the denial of essences. There are no essences to things. Right? Rather, it is that things are only the particular individuals and the qualities that they may share, and that those qualities only inhere in individuals. It's essentially the denial of essences or essential forms. I don't know which other isms I might need to define. He says, I agree, but I said it's a negative frame for the issue. Positive frame would include good reasons to actively engage in activity outside of yourself and bring you closer to a good. Oh, you mean antinomianism? I think that, yeah, you can say that. Right? It's putting it charitably, it would be something like, no, we aren't bound by the law, but the law is what you ought to do if you want to please God. So it's a conditional rather than a categorical imperative, to use Kantian language. If that helps. We'll get to your question momentarily, but my question was that the denial of classical theism in favor of theistic personalism, I have always associated with, at least since I've been aware of the distinction at all, excuse me, since I've been aware of the distinction at all, I've always associated it with Protestantism in general, and evangelicalism in particular, because I have found that to be I found a lot of Protestant theologians, and I mean actual serious theologians, not just Pastor Bob or whatever, but serious Protestant theologians I've found hold to a form of theistic personalism rather than the robust classical theism of say Thomists, whether that being scholastics or neo-Thomists or whatever.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings too, ma'am. I need to talk to Hashtel briefly, but I'll wait a moment first. Awkwardly watch you guys get dressed. Right, so the point here, though, is I have always, like I said, associated this kind of theistic personalism with Protestant theology. Now that's not, I acknowledge that this isn't entirely fair, because there have even been Catholic theologians who have held to theistic personalism. A lot of the new natural lawyers are, like Gilson, I think Etienne Gilson is a good example of a Catholic theistic personalist, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. He is no longer with us. He's not alive, but I wouldn't want to slander him if that is the case. Anyway, yeah, there have been Catholics who've held to this, but I thought that it was actually relatively common in among serious Protestant theologians, even though it's silly, right? It's silly and obviously wrong. And
my respect.
But I was told today by John in Discord that theistic personalism is actually uncommon, that most Protestant theologians, even including evangelicals, are classical theists. That runs really contrary to everything that I've ever known on the matter. What do you guys think? If you have any contact or tangential or otherwise with evangelicalism or what have you, or Protestantism in general or anything like that, or any of these ideas, am I off base to think that this is actually a common scholarly view, even among like real serious theologians, particularly in the evangelical Protestant world? If you don't know, then you don't know. Oops, sorry. If you don't know, you don't know. That's totally fine. But just a question: if anybody in the comments or in the chat has any thoughts on the matter, because I am curious to see if I might just be off base here. It's possible. Imsimpass, is it true that the law was made for man rather than man made for the law? I reject the dichotomy. The law is the law of man. And what I mean by that is, not that the law is made for man. It's that the law is definitive of man. We ought not to separate out, or even try to separate out, divine creation from divine legislation. This is actually, by the way, another aspect of that classical theism and natural law and divine simplicity that I was kind of going on about. Okay, so Baze would consider himself a classical theist as a Protestant. Okay, well, there you go. I didn't think you were Protestant. I assumed you were Orthodox. Ah, interesting. Cool. The more you know. But okay, great. I'm glad, because that's far less wrong, and far more serious. But anyway, am I off base in thinking that there are a lot of theistic personalist Protestant theologians? Because I know, like, big names that come to mind would be people like William Lane Craig, people like Alvin Plantinga. A lot of the serious Reformed theologians, at least, are personalists. They deny a lot of core doctrines of classical theism, like divine simplicity, especially. Anyway, so the another aspect of this is the sort of union of creation and legislation, right? That God does not create and then legislate. The natural law is not something that is declared and then therefore applies to man. The natural law is simply a description of what it is to be man. And to be man is to have the natural law apply to him. And so the law, in that sense, is just, well, how do you act as a human? What is... I don't know, it's like a set of instructions, if you want. Kind of a twee way of putting it. It applies. I think it's about right. Alright, let's actually talk to this guy, huh? Not that guy.
Take care, best of luck. No delays, nice weather.
That guy.
Got to say, it's a scary place out there. Nothing but footpads and ruffians, eh?
Hey, Ashley.
Greetings. What brings you here so early in the morning?
I need to get my horse scrubbed down and its tack cleaned.
As you wish, but it will take some time.
That's fine. 200. Let's hang a little
What
bit.
if I offered you this much? It's just a horse washing it.
Let's see if we can do it for like 160.
How's this?
You really...
About 160.
That works for me. What?
Here you go then.
Now then, where is...
Beautiful horse. Beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. Alright, Hostel. Another thing.
The Ruthard sent me.
What's that to do with me? Those days when Ruthard was the Lord of Malashoff are over. I don't want to have anything more to do with him. So you can be on your way.
He sends you his regards.
Oh.
And he asked me to remind you that he's still paying for masses for your family. As the two of you agreed.
Sakra. Nobody knows about that but him.
That's why he told me. So you'd be sure I really did come from them, and this isn't a trick.
Well, that changes things. Sorry for being a bit hostile-like, but times are tough. A man can't be sure of anything. Good to hear that Sir Quinlan still has a few friends left. Give him my greetings, and thank him for still honoring our agreement.
Sure. I'll pass that on to him.
So, tell me, what did the Ruthard send you for?
I'm gonna go with this one. Bay says, I'm very ecumenical. I would say Catholics and Orthodox do culture infinitely better than evangelicals. Do we? Maybe. I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. I have thought about this a lot. Like the whole, do Catholics make culture? But honestly, I never really made the dividing line. I never really carefully considered the dividing line in my mind between Catholic culture and Protestant culture, especially in a popular American level. Like, I don't know, Catholic aesthetics are definitely better. Let's go with that. I mean, that almost goes without saying. Now, the question as to whether Orthodox or Catholic aesthetics are better, that's a toss-up. I mean, that just kind of might depend, right? It might depend on what you're going for, but like, okay, for example, Halo. Halo's been in the news lately. There've been a lot of people talking about Halo with the remake, remasters, whatever. Is Halo... I mean, Halo is clearly Christian art. The question is it Catholic or Protestant or neither? Or just sort of generically Christian? And you can make a good argument for either side. Right. You can certainly argue that it is specifically Catholic, particularly for its aesthetics. But you could also make an argument that it is broadly Protestant because it specifically lacks any specifically Catholic doctrinal messaging or anything like that. don't know. Actually, yeah, no, this is a really good thing to consider, like whether how we various branches of Christianity, let's say, how we do competing in cultural terms. Especially in an American context. A little tough to say. He says, an interesting question. It's such a given. I was debating if I really needed to take the time to type that out. Oh, that we do culture better? I don't know. I genuinely am not sure. Maybe we do. I'm open to taking that W, but I don't know. Then again, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what are some good pieces of, say, popular media or popular art that are distinctively Protestant or distinctively evangelical. And there is, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe there isn't that much anymore, at least. I mean, there was certainly a time. There was certainly a time when there was, especially in the American cultural context, when almost everything was by default Protestant, and it was good. But at this point, I don't know. Just because the mainstream culture has gone so secular and so some combination of civic religion and atheism and Satanism, that maybe Protestants abandoned the culture, and maybe that's part of the problem, and that Catholics were never all that central to cultural artistic production, but we didn't abandon it to the same degree. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. Again, I think it's a really interesting topic, really. One that I hadn't really ever put too much thought into.
I'm planning a certain enterprise. Something that the new lord of the castle certainly won't be happy about.
An enterprise, you say? I reckon it's best not to ask what that might be, eh?
That would be wise. And I need you to get fresh, fast horses ready for me.
That's quite a lot you're asking of me. A fresh, fast horse don't come cheap. But fine, since you're from Sir Quinslin, I'll have it ready for you. Somewhere a bit further from here, so I don't get in the shit if things go sideways.
Of course. The last thing I want is to endanger you unnecessarily. And the Roothards promise to pay for the horse if it comes to any harm.
All right. So look, here next to the stud farm, there's a kind of band of rocks below the forest. When you go alongside the rocks to the end, you'll find a wooded copse not far from the castle. There's a well-trodden patch of ground there, so that's where I'll have that horse ready for you. Hopefully, nothing will happen to him if I just leave him there. Recently, there's been wolves and wild dogs sniffing around here, so we have to watch out for the animals.
Thanks. I'm obliged to you.
You ought to be. I wish you the best of luck. I reckon you'll need it.
Okay. It was me. All right. Imsim says, as a Latin rite, I like some Eastern aesthetics, but I prefer the West. I do too. I don't know if I would say I always have. Here's the interesting thing. Okay, I was thinking about this earlier today. Oop, there. Okay. Oh, my face. Made it. All right. Anyway, that was silly. Yeah.
Everything all right, eh?
There's the shrine. Already prayed. Hold on. Let's see. And the old chapel. There's a cross from... It's past the shrine, I think, right? Down the slope. In the rocks? They look bucks. Place of deer. Oh wait, is this it? This might be it. Ah, there's a little path. This must be it. There it is. Okay.
This must be the chapel Rosa was talking about. I was supposed to look through its arch for some old ruins. Well, let's see.
Before I do this, it is actually interesting. So I had my phase where I greatly admired Eastern aesthetics and mysticism and yada yada, all that kind of stuff, right? But it was really tied strongly to Far Eastern kind of mysticism. I mostly having to do with when I practiced kung fu for years and years and years, and did both internal, meaning more spiritual, as well as external, that is more physical martial arts, Chinese martial arts. I'd gotten into qigong, which is sort of meditative martial arts. I'd gotten into. I even was fascinated by things like the I Ching and sort of Eastern fortune telling and things like that. Ruins. Okay, so I see it. Let's go. Now, this kind of got booted out of me to some degree, because I was, so I was very interested in, like I said, Eastern mysticism, esotericism, whatever, all that kind of stuff. But part of what got me over it was in college, in my philosophy education, my philosophical education, I actually even signed up for a Chinese philosophy class, thinking that it was, first and foremost, going to be about, ancient Chinese philosophy. I was going to be learning about Taoism, legalism, etc. The even Confucianism, these ancient and very interesting schools of thought, right? Any of these I should actually take? 70. Wow. Good lord. Best to make a roast out of it and serve it with a fruit sauce. However, make sure to bake it just long enough and be careful not to dry out the meat too much. Your rump. Delicious hind leg meat. Topside cut makes the best roast. Dice the rest and boil in salted water. Now make a good sauce to go with it. Crumble some bread and beer. Add a little vinegar. Cook it with some pepper and cloves if you have them. Pour the sauce on top of the cooked venison and garnish with baked apples. This is how Severin the Younger advises deer to be prepped. I love this. That's an actual real recipe. I want to do this. Maybe not with deer. I don't know if I'm going to have a deer rump anytime soon, but you can do that with a beef roast. I need to find if I can find a place to dry it. Hey, Mutt.
Here you go.
Have a heart.
Take it.
Have a heart. Take heart, boy. Anyway, there's the ruins. Anyway, before I get too deep into it, I had signed up for a Chinese philosophy class. Like I said, I was expecting, ancient Chinese philosophy, that sort of thing. Excuse me. But I will say one of the only texts, aside from an anthology,
so somewhere around here
was Mao's Little Red Book.
And then go in the direction
Chairman Mao's Little Red Book. That is and I, of course, being, not being, let's say, very far from a Maoist, I basically just dropped the class then and there. Like, I just did not want to take a class on Maoism, particularly not without a really good basis in more correct and reasonable philosophical systems. So I dropped it, and in favor of a class on Aristotle, and the rest is history. I essentially abandoned my interest in Eastern thought for the best of Western thought, then and there. That's more or less how it went. Aha, there's the cross. Okay, I have to follow the way it's pointing. Anyway, though, yeah, I did not want to take a class on Maoism. And by the way, I did vaguely know, or at least know of, the professor who was teaching it, and I believe he's just an outright Maoist. So that class would have been basically a nightmare. I'm pretty glad I didn't wind up taking it. Also, because I wound up taking a course on Aristotle, which really did a great job shaping my philosophical outlook moving forward in a very good way. So, anyway. That helped to cure me of my, of really any curiosity, any over-curiosity into Eastern philosophy or mysticism or much. Anyway, so Imsim said, I like the St. Benedict medal in its prayer. I should probably get one. Well, I've got one right here. The big pectoral crucifix I wear has a St. Benedict medal in the middle because I got it from the Benedictine monastery in St. Leo. It's a beautiful little crucifix. I need to clean it, which it's spectacularly hard to clean because it's both wood and metal. So and it's separately carved, so you have to kind of clean behind Jesus, so to speak. It's tough, and I do need to clean it. It's getting a little bit greenish on some parts of the metal, but it is beautiful. I love the thing. I always love a big crucifix, a nice big crucifix. It's always been my aesthetic. I have a few other crucifixes that are a bit smaller, but this one's my favorite, especially just the big wood chunky boy. I dig it. Anyway. Yeah, High Church Protestants are one thing, Bay says. Evangelicals don't understand subtlety. I've only ever seen thinly veiled propaganda from evangelicals. No, I think you're right. I mean, look, VeggieTales. There you go. VeggieTales is a great example. Ooh, cross.
A cross in stone. This could be the place Rosa mentioned. I'll grab the spade and see if I'm in the right place.
Let's start digging. Imsim said, I just found out yesterday St. Benedict lived in Byzantine Italy when it was reconquered by Emperor Justinian. He was born right after Rome fell to the barbarians. He lived to see Rome retake its ancient capital under Belisarius. Sadly, St. Benedict did not write about the reconquest. Focuses writings on Gnosticism. Actually, I think I also have just a St. Benedict medallion, don't I? I do, I think. Right? Yes. Wait, is this or is... No, this isn't. No, it is. It is. I don't know if this is going to work, but... Over here with my miraculous medal, with my various accoutrements. A little St. Joseph medallion. Beautiful little relief sculpture. Madonna and Child. Anyway, love these. I've got a whole bunch of little like holy images and things by my second monitor. Cards, prayer cards, things like that. Start digging. Yeah, actually, something else I just realized was that Augustine wrote City of God. Cool. And it fell. Augustine wrote City of God.
Tough job, but it was
in
worth
large
it.
part.
The way to Malashov is clear.
Let's switch to that. Anyway, Augustine wrote City of God in large part to... Oh, let's... The world.
An axe to deal with the supports and the planks at the entrance. A spade and bucket to clear away fallen earth and free up the entrance. Everything's ready for escape whenever needed. The Roothards really left nothing to chance.
Wow. This is a rickety-ass entrance, but okay. Anyway, so yeah, the, City of God was originally written, I believe... this is what... I recently found this out. The City of God was originally written as a kind of apologia for Christianity around the time of the sack of Rome, right? Because Rome was sacked, and in 410, I think, and Augustine wrote the Confessions like a year later, or maybe 2. What's this? Oh wow. There's a boot up there.
Fuck, that's deep. I wouldn't want to fall down there.
Yeah, no kidding. What about the other way? Which way is it? Oh no, dead end. Alright, got it. Cool. Good to know. Anyway. Yeah, he basically wrote it as a defense against a lot of the pagans who at the time were claiming that Christianity was responsible for the sacking and ultimately the collapse of Rome.
What do we have here?
Which, honestly, you still hear that.
Ladder,
right?
in an escape.
People still say
It'd
that.
be enough to pull it up, and that'd leave any pursuers stuck. I just hope it can hold one attacker.
Yeah. Oh, no. Don't make that noise. I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, okay. Anyway, though, yeah, it's, yeah, City of God was in large part written to argue against the late Roman pagans, to show that it wasn't Christianity that caused the collapse and the sack of Rome, but if anything, it was the remnants of...
Damn it, that's cold.
The remnants of paganism that were still corruptive of Roman society. Right? But hence the City of Man. Right? The City of Man was largely a description of pagan Roman society at the time. I'm in a city now. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm right in Malashov. Dude, I'm underneath Malashov. Man, as a Floridian, everything about this is weird. There being caverns and tunnels like this. Because everywhere I've ever lived, the water table has been shallower than than Henry is right now. Like, you couldn't do this anywhere I have lived. At all. What?
What's this door doing here? Could it be another of the Roothards' tricks? But if this beam is dropped onto those cleats, no one would break through in a hurry. I reckon with this, any defenders could hold off their pursuers for quite some time. This will come in handy on the way back.
Okay, but like, is this the way in? Hold on. No, see, I'm going perpendicular now. That's odd. Oh no, see, this is just... Okay, this is another dead end. Got it. Alright. There's an archway, though, which is weird. I guess it's just a distraction or something.
This looks like it could be the wall of the Malashov cellars. There's no going back. This is it. All right then. Courage, Henry. Courage. You can do this.
Alright, let's do it.
This is going to take a while.
Stone by stone, you carefully take apart the wall to the Malashov cellars. I am trespassing. Oh, hello. Oh, cutscene. Okay, fine.
And Ruthard and Liechtenstein are turning the Kuttenberg houses against us. Bavag will deal with Odard. But Liechtenstein is your concern. How come you haven't caught him yet? He's slippery as an eel. He's hiding somewhere in the Jewish quarter. I sent spies to track him down, but they never came back.
The dog does not like
him
Gable.
Out of that hole of his. For fuck's sake!
Why such concern, Otto?
The Markfart? Yeah.
Kuttenberg is ours. Hmm? Sigismund has the reins firmly in his hands.
He's got fuck all in his hands. Sigismund thought at first he'd come to terms with his brother Wenceslas, clear the way for him to the imperial throne, and take the Bohemian throne for himself. But Wenceslas couldn't even get off his drunken ass and go to Rome for the coronation. And now, the glorious Hungarian king has fallen for Jobst and his damned truce. He's been taken in by that treacherous turncoat.
Jobst betrayed Wenceslas. Then Sigismund. And now us. He fooled all of us. But what can he really do against us? Hmm?
I'll tell you what. While pretending to parley, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund's army can deal with that inconvenience.
Ha! He was paying his Cumans by letting them pillage Bohemia. He set half the people against him in the country he wants to rule. And now, there is nothing left to plunder. While we are shuffling our feet here, Jobst is surely mustering an army.
What are we going to do? We've got Cabon. I'll keep Hanush and the Lipa people at bay. If they ever want to see their heir alive.
Jobst has Liechtenstein mustering other allies for him. We get him in our grasp, and Jobst will be like a fish out of water in Bohemia. I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own two hands. Count on me, sir. The betrayers of Christ.
That's something we've got to go look into.
They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers happen to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
You're learning fast, young man.
Keep the gate open. A horseman, sir!
Hanush is out of the game. The Kuttenbergers are taken care of and will catch
who's this guy?
Liechtenstein. You'll see, my friend. Good times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz monastery, without delay.
What's all the urgency about?
Surely you must know that yourself, sir.
Sedlitz, huh?
The captives fled Trotsky Castle and killed Istvan Toth while escaping.
What? That's not possible.
Hell yeah, they did.
It's a lie. It is true. Lord Toth is dead.
Who? Speak!
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy, I will find that whoreson, and I will rip out his heart!
You're one to swear by all that is holy.
Jesus. What's with that boy?
I think YouTube terms of service prohibit me from
to him.
calling him what he is.
You better go.
Oh, he's a father to him.
Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
Father. That was a horrible slash. Like, that should have beheaded that dog.
Luck was on my side. Now to find Capon and get out of here.
And he took a small escort with him, so the garrison is slightly weakened now. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, they'll get the whip.
You got it, Conrad.
Yepo, I'll send Hyman to the gate. You'll be in charge of the southern and eastern quarter.
Jesus, there's a lot of them. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to wait until they disperse, I guess? If they disperse? Because I need to get into the actual central keep. At least I assume I do. I'm not going to do the laugh again in any other context. That was me laughing maliciously at the suffering of a very bad man.
So, who's going to take
Whose title, once again, YouTube Terms of Service, prohibit me from saying aloud.
I'd rather talk about it over a pint of ale.
Perfect for Halloween. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. Okay, I can't go this way. I have to go the other way, don't I?
You'd better get some rest then, because I'll wipe the table with it. Now we'll see about that.
Go this way, right? Where's the guy go? I discovered a drying rack. I don't care. Okay, let's see.
Hey?
Oh,
Enemy
fuck.
in the fortress!
I swear that was my control stick. Swear that was my control stick. See, this is the problem with the fucking drift. No, it's not drift, it's sticking. It's sticking forward. Anyway, Imsip says, on another note, I still feel I know very little about Thomas Aquinas. I know he was an Italian saint and theologian, but that is about the extent of my knowledge. What were his writings primarily focused on? Everything. Everything. Good Lord, Thomas Aquinas was, I think I can safely say, the most prolific doctor of the church. He wrote on nearly every subject there is. Just what I would advise you to do is to look at what is essentially the table of contents of the Summa Theologiae. Let me write this down. There is somewhere, and I forget what lecture it was. Let's see if I can find it. I did go through how to search through the Summa for different topics, subjects, and things like that. Because it is freaking expensive. Like I said, it covers almost everything. Like it covers a gratuitous array of subjects. Don't want to do that. Hey there, buddy. Got him. And where am I going to put this guy? Oh, by the drying rack. There we go. Okay. That'll be helpful. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Nope, I don't want to waste my time with that. But yeah, no, Aquinas's primary work, his most significant and I would say extensive work, is his Summa Theologiae. That is the summary of theology. One could argue that the Summa Contra Gentiles is far more complete. Which it is, right? There's a lot more to the Summa Contra Gentiles than the Summa Theologiae. But it's also much more difficult philosophically. Oh, nope. Don't want to mess with her. I might go knock her out, just for safety. There we go. Probably going to knock her out for safety. Quiet now. Okay, that's it. That'll do. Alright, moving on. What else we got here? Alright. Alright, moving on. Not there. Let me go up here, I think. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Right down. Let's be sneaky. I discovered dice. What? Really? Uh-oh. Nope. That's not right. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so the Summa Theologiae is a summary of theology, but it's also 5 volumes and extensive and incredibly thorough. It is a summary in the sense that it covers briefly almost every subject under the sun. This is good.
Don't show what you're made of!
Ow, back.
We gotta cut you!
The pillar.
Okay, I desperately need bandages and stuff. Shoot. This isn't good. I really hope that... There we go. Vitalis, which one is the health one? Nope. That'll work. Ah.
Christ have mercy.
I'm sure it's fine, right? Is this the book? Body found. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Where would Capon be? Shit, I need to be fast with this. Oh, found him? Maybe? Yeah, this is him. Okay, I'm sure. Right? Probably. Instant test, what are some things I like about it? Meaning about Aquinas or the Summa Theologia, that sort of thing. First of all, it's systematic approach. And also that I think he's largely correct. I mean, sure, I think he makes mistakes here and there. Sure.
What is happening? Who are you?
Quiet. If you make a peep, we're done for.
Henry?
Who is that? They let him keep his rondel dagger. Okay.
Good God, Henry. What are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing? Hunting boar? Came to save your noble arse.
My noble arse thanks you. Oh, how did you get here?
I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. At your service.
Hold on a second. I gotta turn down my game volume ever so slightly. Sorry, I just realized it was probably too loud.
Time for chit chat.
Sorry.
He's our ally. We can't leave him behind.
3?
Right, no doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right? Let's hear it.
Yeah. Leave? The plan is to leave. That's it.
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that old Ruthard told me about. Von Burgov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique. Very cunning.
Oh, he's
They
French.
know in the fortress now that something's up.
Okay.
We can handle it. We're lucky von Burgov left the fortress along with von Aulitz and some of the garrison. So I'll take you to that passageway and we'll get out of here. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I have some horses ready there. We'll be gone before you can say the Lord's Prayer.
Formidable. I call that an elegant plan. I myself had to sneak like that once during the siege of Arezzo. So, what are we waiting for? On y va.
Wait. A passageway, you say?
Yes.
A dark, narrow passageway?
Well, it's just a passageway. There's a bit of water
Are you
in it to
kidding
wade
me?
through, but nothing we can't handle.
Are you kidding
You can forget about it. I'm not going through any passageway.
Hans.
What the fuck?
Let me repeat. No passageway for me.
Okay, you can stay. That's fine,
It's
whatever.
not the chivalrous way.
What?
It is not chivalrous, c'est vrai, but In our situation, it is more than delicious.
Why are you rhyming, Frenchman? Someone get Adam in here to explain for his people.
It's not chivalrous enough for his lordship, eh? Are you kidding me? I'm saving your life if you didn't notice. Or do you think this is some kind of fucking game?
Well, in my opinion...
Fuck your opinions! No! Just no! I mean, we'll all suffocate in that passageway. Or it'll fall on our heads.
What's gonna fall on us, damn it? If I got in that way, we can get out too. It's completely safe. So stop acting like a madman and let's go.
This is absurd.
I can't do it. I'm afraid of small, dark
What if I knocked you
spaces.
unconscious and carried you? Can we do that?
Ever since that tower fell on me in Nabarkov.
I mean, I understand
and
this,
I was
but like...
stuck under the ruins. I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry, Henry.
No, dude.
There has to be another way.
Have you come up with some ingenious plan for getting out of here? If so, I'd really like to hear it.
What do I know? We could maybe break down the gate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Henri? You said that Von Bergov left. Is that not so?
Yes.
And what about horses? Are there any horses left here?
I think there's a couple, yeah. In the lower courtyard.
This is
Très bien.
brazen.
That will be enough.
I'll be at now.
We just have to get to them. But I think we could get there stealthily. It is not far from the tower to the stables. Then you simply open the gate, et voila, we are gone. Just like I escaped when surrounded by that English dog John Oakwood. It may not be the best plan. It was not by
Yeah, I mean,
the
he is
letter,
claustrophobic. And I
but
mean,
we simply
understandable
have no
after
other
the
choice.
Nabokov.
That's a wonderful plan.
Seriously.
No passageways. But we need some weapons.
Exactement. To have a proper piece of steel in my hand again. Preferably Milanese, although I would be satisfied with something local.
I do not have enough weapons to pass around, but fine.
Merci mille fois. Now I will show them just what a Cavalier Vauquelin Brabant is.
And what do I get?
I don't have another weapon right now.
Damn.
Hopefully we'll find one later.
Well, that's nice. Frenchie's got a weapon and not me. Did you forget who your master is?
It is the right choice. If there are not weapons for both of you, then the one with the most military experience gets it. Henri?
I'll go ahead and scout it out. When there's a suitable moment, I'll let you know and you can head out.
Yeah,
And
let's go
how
this
will
way.
you let us know?
Well, the stables can be seen from the entrance.
Would I say
hall.
that Fulton Sheen is a
If you
lot of
signal us with the
repackaged,
torch
remastered
next to the
Augustin
horses,
Aquinas?
we'll head towards you.
Agreed. Good idea.
At a...
Wait for my light.
But you must be absolutely certain that
I would
the
say that
way
he is a
clear. If you
a
have any doubt, do not risk our lives.
a
Better to come
simplification.
back to us, and we shall go together.
True. And if we don't hear from you or see your signal for a long time, we'll try to make it on our own.
Précisément. We cannot sit here forever.
Right. Got it.
Yeah,
Follow.
Fulton Sheen is a simplification of Augustin Aquinas, more than anything.
I think it would be better if you watch the stairs.
Why's that?
You are younger. You have better hearing.
You said you once discovered a dozen English spies, so you could surely handle one stairway.
I discovered them because
I mean, Sheen is more or less a Thomist. Or was, I guess I should say, but he was more or less a Thomist. So I do think that, yeah, that is, that's fair. However, I would not say that he is a reasonable substitute for Aquinas, let's say. Because he does not exactly... Can I give this sword to Capon? Where'd Capon go? Hans? Hans? For his sake. Oh, there he is. Oh, never mind. Can't give him the sword. Okay, fine. That didn't help me. Maybe? This is very silly. What, does he think that no one is there or something? Dead. Oops, there's another one. There's another two. Shit. And there's a guy loading a crossbow. That's not good at all. Bang. Shit. There we go. Didn't work. Oh, you mean Capon is infuriating in general? Or is claustrophobia in particular? Come here, buddy. Oops.
I'll tear you a new asshole, you fucker! I'll sort you out nicely! Show what you're made of! The pillory's too good for you. I'll chop you up on the spot!
Next.
I won't cut you to pieces!
Next. I have a great position here.
Punishment by the blade, my favorites.
That last man mustn't get away!
You'll die for You'll be sorry, fucker!
Fucking pay you back.
Go to the horses.
The horses. Yeah, let us go.
Capon, the character in general, is infuriating. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're right. Oh, he's hurt. What about Capon? Where is he? Where the hell's Hans? Shit. Shit. Come on, Hans. Let's go.
Go to the horses.
Sure,
Time.
let's go.
Time to go. I've massacred most of the garrison here. Alright, where's the stables? Wait, where are they? Where the hell are these horses? Yeah, they're fighting. I really hope he's not out here fighting. Okay, horses.
I do not want to die, and certainly not with empty hands.
Okay, open the gate. How do I open the gate? This is the gatehouse. How do I open the gate? What the hell? Oh, I can just... Oh, that's simple enough. Okay. Was Aquinas a Marian? So is he said about what has he said about Our Lady? Yes, I mean, he was a Dominican, so he had a excuse me. He was a Dominican, so he did have a tremendous devotion to Our Lady and to the Rosary, even. Given that the Dominican order was dedicated to the Rosary.
The last time I have had such a suspect,
Or at least to Our Lady, at
was
least.
when I was rescuing the King of France. He
Epic.
was surely brave, and fortune favors the brave.
Fortune favors LeBron.
Free at last!
I'm just waiting for a crossbow bolt to hit him in the chest. God. All right. Anyway, well done. Excellent. He's free.
Thank you for coming for me, Henry. You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me
I'm gonna have to
among
go to
your
the tournament.
friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor,
Magnifique.
I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin. Would you mind if I just call you Brabant?
Brabant. En
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself. mon ami. Clearly, you are not talented in the art of conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills.
Can I have my
You
sword back?
carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped
Chapon.
drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Now, Imson, all of that said, Aquinas did
Luck was
get
simply not on your
a
side
couple of
for
Marian
once.
doctrines
That
wrong,
is
or
all.
dogmas.
Now we are finally free.
He did
The
not
time has
believe
come
in
for
the
great
Immaculate
deeds.
Conception, partially
I did
because
not waste my
it wasn't
time
declared
in
yet, obviously.
captivity. I fought
But even argued
everything
against
over
it.
diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's troubling you, Sir Hans?
What do you think? It all turned to
It was
shit again,
Duns
and I
Scotus, who
ended up in
came a
captivity.
Franciscan, who
I'm
wrote just
thankful at
after
least that
Aquinas,
Thanos won't have to pay Von Berg over
who
ransom for.
originally
I'm gonna live
strongly
that down.
defended
But I'll
the doctrine.
still have to listen to another
of the Immaculate
lecture from
Conception.
him about how useless I am. Or do you have a different feeling about our Trotsky mission?
That's true. Not everything went according to plan. Actually, almost nothing went to plan. But at least I finally got revenge on Istvan. That Horston got what he deserved.
Yeah, he did.
My Christ, you got Ishbak! That's welcome news. No one will miss that fucker.
Well,
Nice
that
work,
Eric Poof
but
will, but whatever.
I don't think that'll help me much with Hanush.
Jobst is hatching his plans. Soon we'll kick Sigismund out of this country, and I think the bold Sir Hans will still have a chance to prove himself.
Mais oui! I must meet your Yops de Moravie. I have some clever ideas about how to
Moravie?
strike against Le Roi Sigismond.
Yeah, you go and chat with Yops. At least I can get good and drunk in the meantime. We should spur the horses up! God knows! They might be hot on our heels!
Wait, where's my horse?
Damn. I've wandered off somehow. I should get back to Hans.
Where the fuck am I walking? How did this happen?
Quick!
But I fought against les Valaques at Naples,
Huh.
les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy
There we
or
go.
La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war. It's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps several hundred groschen.
That's not what I meant, Bakalin. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard. Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could have
See, Capon is
spies
actually a
and
good man.
saboteurs or
That's the
supply
thing.
the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening.
You're right, Hans. We must find allies and put a stop to it as soon as possible, so we can save as much as we can.
Yes.
Just war theory is
But we failed in
solid.
Trotsky.
It's
And now this
solidly
is our
accepted even
punishment.
at this time.
I see that short captivity has turned you into a philosopher, Lord Capon. You should apply to the Faculty of Arts before the muse lifts you again.
Here!
A little rude. Especially because the Faculty of Arts was considered the sort of the lower aspect of academia at the time. Imsim says, I joined a monarchist Discord page and have discovered a huge Catholic presence. Has monarchism always been dominated by Catholics? If so, why? What theology pushes Catholics to this radically different political system? Yes, it has. Part of it's LARPing, honestly. I'll just say that. Part of it is things like the Spanish Civil War. Part of it is history. That the rise of hey, there we go. They hate the word LARPing? Yeah, I bet they do. They hate being called out. That's what they hate.
Of all the bandits in the whole wide world,
I'll pause and come back to the talk.
we run into this pair of scoundrels.
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy.
Hey, nice. I did not expect to see that
Word
here.
reached Rat-Eye that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry
Sorry,
tells
Dad.
I wasn't around for half of it.
It was all Zerhan's fault. Wow, okay, no, listen. Henry would never, even though it was Hans's fault, Henry would never. Actually, okay, that's not actually true. It's not all Hans's fault, but a lot of it was. Since says I'm a genuine monarchist myself, and I'm historically inclined, but I do like monarchy as a system of government. Again, I think a lot of it is historical, why Catholics are largely sort of dominate political monarchism in today. Because, well, first of all, to be a monarchist, you have to be a bit of a weirdo. There's got to be a really strong, usually intellectual reason for you to be a monarchist. You're not just going to be one. Right? If you're just going to be something by default, you're probably going to be a Republican or a Democrat or whatever. Right? Pick your country, depending on your country of origin or whatever. But the same applies to most political extremisms, which are niche like that. It's true to some degree of libertarianism and Marxism as well. Although libertarianism got popular for a while, and so that kind of almost mainstreamed. Marxism has the benefit of the academy pushing it. And so you can kind of wander into either of those. But if you're going to go to something... I'm not going to blame Hans for everything, okay? No. Kim says, I've also noticed an abundance of neurodivergent in the monarchist sphere. There's an abundance of neurodivergence in every bit of political extremism. Because again, any kind of political extremism like this requires a great deal of thought to go into it. And you kind of have to be able to and be willing to swim against the tide, so to speak. That applies to monarchism, ironically, which I find kind of hilarious. But the other thing, like for historical reasons, right? The development of, first of all, monarchical absolutism, but then eventually parliamentarianism and then republican democracy, corresponded with the fracturing of Christendom brought up by the Protestant Revolution and then the development of nation states. It is a natural Catholic impulse to pine with nostalgia for the Middle Ages or Christendom. And that means a kind of feudalist decentralized monarchy. Or, if you don't pay close enough attention, an absolutist monarchy, if you're just in it for the LARPing. And if you're just in it for the aesthetics and you actually don't care about the actual the political philosophy, then maybe you'll go for absolutism. Right? But that's stupid. It's ahistorical as well. That absolutism was a result of the shift in early modernity towards nation states and towards, quite frankly, the Protestant Revolution and sectarianism. That corresponded really, really closely with absolute monarchy, which then of course the development of republicanism and democracy and all that. Jim Sim says in favor of constitutional monarchy, where the monarch still holds real power. Modernism. It's just modernism right there. That's what that is. That is still a form of absolute sovereignty in the sovereign. It's just a slightly more distributed sovereign. What we have here, for example, where I will say this is a bit late in terms of my own historical research, and it's gradually moving in the direction of that absolutism, like with the Hussite wars and that sort of thing, pushes it in that direction. But what we have here, for example, this is a great example, really. This is more like a broadly distributed form of political authority, where we have the Lords of Lipa here, right, opposite the camera, who each have real political authority, each one of them, and as a whole, and subservient to whatever king there actually is in power, and then also subservient to whatever king they actually swear fealty to, that being Wenceslas. It's a complex series of interrelationships between people holding political authority and political power that even extends all the way down to who is essentially a squire, like Henry. Because even Henry has a measure of political power and authority derived not exclusively from his lineage, not exclusively from his fealty, but largely from his fealty, but also from his deeds, from his feats. And so what we wind up having is a system of intense subsidiarity. Most medieval peasants, so if you rewind 200 years or so to the 13th century or the 12th century, they a lot of Catholics will like to say to cultivate medieval piety by not knowing who the Pope is, right? The point being that most medieval peasants didn't know who the Pope was, and definitely didn't know what he had to say about any given subject. They might know who their bishop was, and they probably have never seen him. And if they have, they might have seen him say mass one time. But really who they know is their parish priest and a few neighboring parishes, maybe. Now, that applies to political authority as well. A medieval peasant might not have known who the king was, especially in larger kingdoms, so to speak, right? Excuse me. Like, most Central Europeans in the Holy Roman Empire probably didn't know who the Holy Roman Emperor was. A lot of Britons didn't know who the King of Britain was, or the King of England, I guess. Especially not if there was a joint king at any given point in time, right? That shifted and changed. But that's also a good point, that it shifted and changed who was in power over what. Right? And the reason it could shift and change is because political structures were not calcified. in the way that they are today as nation states. Neither were borders, by the way. Impermeable national borders were really an invention of the First World War, and the period of alliances leading up to the First World War. So very, very late 19th century. So yeah, it's constitutional monarchy. It presents formal institutional delimits on the monarch's power. Feudal monarchy, what Hans Hermann Hoppe calls aristocracy, which is what we see more or less here. The limits on the power of a monarch are practical. They're real. The monarch cannot get away with anything, because he absolutely needs the support of his nobility, and the nobility absolutely need the support of their vassals, and those vassals absolutely need the support of the peasants. That last step is a little bit shaky. Depends. It depends on the particularities of the individual locale, but yeah, it really is a broad distribution of political authority. And so again, now this is, by the way, this is not why a lot of Catholics tend to be monarchists. That is a good reason to be a monarchist, but it's not why a lot of Catholics are monarchists. A lot of Catholics are monarchists because it's part of the long tradition that where this goes back to Aristotle, who argued that the best form of government, he was talking about a polis, but this can apply to any scale, or like later thinkers apply it to any scale. Aristotle didn't think it could apply to anything bigger than the polis, but set that aside. But Aristotle held that a monarchy was the best form of government, but a corrupt monarchy, what he would call a tyranny, was the worst form of government. An aristocracy, he thought, was the next best, but a corrupt aristocracy, that is, an oligarchy, was the next worst after tyranny. But then you had a democracy, which he held was a very middling form of government. It's not that good, but a corrupt version, what he called a polity, wasn't all that bad. Right? And so the corruption of the highest is the lowest, the corruption of the greatest is the worst. This applies to Satan as well, right? This is picked up by the medievals, and it applies to Satan, it applies to man, it applies to forms of government. And this long history of political philosophy going back to Aristotle, and then carrying through most of the tradition of Christendom, of these like various forms of government, each sort of hierarchically ordered in terms of best and most efficient, down to least efficient, then all the way down to most corrupt and most destructive. Monarchy almost always finds its way to the top, with the idea that it is... Aristotle's argument is essentially that one man can best know all there is to know about a political community, and so there can be a unified will in charge of a political community. Now, we know that's false. We know definitively that is false. That is a priori disproven by Hayek, by the Hayekian economic calculation problem. So Aristotle's argument for monarchism, upon which most of the medieval arguments for monarchism rest, is just mistaken. And it's mistaken for the same reason that socialism will necessarily fail. It fails because of distributed information, and essentially the calculation problem. You can't have you can have a monarchy, but it will be necessarily inefficient. Sorry, but that is almost as definitive as you can get in political theory. Anyway, let's see how this conversation goes, because it's getting actually close to midnight. We'll see how much more we got here.
No sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light. Only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Berghoff.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Took some doing.
Von Berghoff received us and heard us out. It seemed like he was on our side. We even helped him out several times. Until we found out he was just stringing us along. It all came out after we set out with von Berghoff's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Berghoff has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
You know who Zizka is?
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again.
My father.
If only it didn't have to be in Rabors. Why Rabors? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
Kill the alliteration.
Standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long. If it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
I'm looking at
But don't forget to say
Sir
what you found out
Radzig's
from
sword.
von Berghoff in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the
By
city
that I mean
council.
the sword that Sir Radzig is actually
Mark von
wielding.
Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
The Gold of Rabors. It finally gets a rest. We should send a spy. I like sending a spy. Let's send a spy, but let's wait. So yeah, the sword that that Sir Radzig's got. Henry, in all good conscience, really should trade. Because that thing that Sir Radzig actually has on his belt looks pathetic. It basically, honestly, it looks a great deal like a longsword I've seen on Temu. Literally, a longsword I've seen on Temu. Let me see. I'll see if I can put a link to Shadiversity's review of the thing. Because apparently it's a decent quality blade. It just does not have any bells and whistles to it. It looks common. Say. Like it's got basically what looks like a brown cord wrap with a rounded, I guess what would be called a teardrop pommel, and a very plain crossguard. It's kind of a thick, chonky boy of a crossguard too. Like, unlike this glorious thing right here. Excuse me again. I gotta wrap up soon. I'm off and all over the place.
Now, if we had one of our people at that assembly, we'd get Sigismund's plans nice and fresh. Straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
My very words. And I know exactly
like
who
this
to
bad boy.
send.
By contrast.
Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh, but you'll have to return to the city right away and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
Oh, it's this quest.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
Yeah, no, it is.
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
Take it. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me. He defended Kuddenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance.
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon.
Au revoir. That's a decent handful of knights right there.
I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
I don't want that horse. I want my horse. That horse apparently got left behind somehow. It was very strange. Okay, now, wait, did I actually lose that sword? I'm gonna have to make a new frickin' sword, aren't I? I'm gonna have to make a new sword. I hate this. Alright, well, I'm gonna go make a new sword at some point. Maybe off stream, I don't know. Also, hold on, let's see real quick. How am I doing? I'm tired, and I'm dirty. Alright, we need to go back to Kuddenberg. We need to go to the tournament. Yeah. Quickly, go! Avoid them. Didn't manage to avoid the danger. Okay, balls.
What? Fuck off! I'm gonna bash your face in!
No, you're not. Loser.
I'm gonna get you, you heart!
Dang it.
Take that! Show what you're made of!
Ow, Jesus.
You're boring me!
Okay,
Try
that's
a
not
little!
Hey, come on.
I'll sort you out nicely! I'm all yours!
You're dead. Good.
Fuck you!
There we go. Good lord, these guys are tough. Alright. Why? Was I just bad there? Jeez. Okay. Okay, moving on. Munch. Okay. Wait, did one of them have a good sword? It looked like he had a good sword. No, that's a bad sword. Never mind. Okay. Gutenberg! Nah. Let's continue along the way. I hope I'm not going to miss the tournament. That would be unfortunate. Et tu, Brute? Et tu, Brute. Is that it? Is that my signature philosophical tone? I wasn't sure I had a particular philosophical tone. What's up with these old guys? Hey, fancy. Very fancy. Alvin Master Vabak. Let me see if I have something to give me energy. Sufficient amount of energy. Cockerel will do it. Yeah.
Easy, good horse.
Alright, let's make a sword real quick, and then I'll save right before we get to the tournament. Oof! The broadsword is pathetic. Looks nasty.
Oh, you fool. Can't get any better than this.
Imsim says, I have a Catholic friend who's married, though he had a non-Catholic wedding, and he says he wants out of his marriage.
Right.
Is his Protestant wedding
Already
ceremony considered sacramental? You might... Well, first of all, ask a priest. Second, though, I would say that you need to figure out whether there was a dispensation or not. If you had a dispensation, then it's a sacramental wedding. Okay? If he didn't have any kind of dispensation, then no. Deerskin, Lido steel, steel. Oh wait, no, I don't. No, I can't do this. Okay, never mind. I don't. I need the pommel. I need the pommel. Which have any? Darn, these are all bad. Here, have some meat. Long swords. Darn. Would it be adultery if he divorced and remarried? I would have to say that even if his marriage is invalid, strictly speaking invalid, he probably should at least try to convalidate it rather than dismiss it. That is what I would say about the matter. Yeah, a little bit. Sorry, guys.
Hey! Your horse
Anyway, Yeah, I would say that that marriage, even a purely natural and non-sacramental marriage, is something that is all other things equal worth preserving. I need a bath. Means I guess I have to go to the aqua bathhouse. What?
Ah.
What? Why did you do that? Come on, then.
I won't go into details, but he doesn't think he'll be married for long. But I won't push it. I want to do it. I do want what's best for him. Yeah, living as a Protestant for a while. He's coming back to the church via OCIA to finish his last act of initiation. Okay. Like I said, the sacramentality of the union depends upon whether there is a dispensation. Because Catholics are bound by canon law to be married in the church, and if they don't, there are exceptions to that that can be granted by the bishop, but they have to be individually, particularly granted by the bishop. The exceptions do. You need a dispensation. Otherwise, the marriage is considered sacramentally invalid. It might not even be a valid natural marriage. Again, that's something to ask. That'd be something to ask a priest about. Then, if it is invalid, you would probably still need to seek an annulment. You'd probably need to still go through the canonical process of annulment, because marriages, even natural marriages, are meant to be presumed valid by the church. Excuse me, until a declaration of nullity is given. So you would need to go through the annulment process in that case. But I would ask a priest if he thinks that sounds valid or not. And then if he does actually plan on, leaving. First of all, I do think that I'm assuming he doesn't have children. Should hope. If he does have children, then again, think hard and think twice about leaving them. But if not, yeah, if not, again, talk to a priest about whether it's valid or not. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, well, I know the relevant canon laws about this. It's just I don't know the specifics of how it applies here. And again, it's the specific circumstances that talk to a priest. Especially because your friend can be as honest and candid as he wants to or needs to with a priest, and they will be, just like you are, there for what's best for him and for his spouse, true or presumed spouse. But yeah, talk to the priest, I would say. I mean, maybe a Henry VIII situation. I assume that he's not going to kill his wife. I'm just assuming that if it is not going to be a Henry VIII situation, I really hope that it's not a Henry VIII situation, that he's not planning on killing his wife and committing schism from the church. I really hope none of that is going to happen. That's what I can say on that matter. I am qualified to say that because I'm a human. Murder is not good. Yeah, infertility has no bearing on validity. Like Erica said, thank you. Yeah, no bearing whatsoever on validity, unless it was known and concealed from the outset. Maybe it may qualify as deception, in which case vows could not be illicitly exchanged, or in some cases. But just on its own, infertility is not grounds for annulment. It's not grounds for invalidity. But if it was a non-sacramental marriage when he was a baptized Catholic, then it might be. And again, this is something to talk to his priest about for any kind of certainty on the matter. Anyway, that's all I got time for tonight, and all my voice can handle tonight. So, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on Thursday for some more Expedition 33, and then we'll see you guys next Tuesday for more Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm thinking about doing another live stream, maybe this weekend or something. It's going to be Tolkien related, so keep an eye out for that. I'll see about maybe recording a video or two. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got for tonight. So thanks again. I will see you guys on Thursday, and then I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, until then, don't be safe. Be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, folks.